As I stated yesterday, on behalf of our program and our university, I would like to thank the BCS committee and Vizio for hosting us out here in Orange County. It's been a tremendous experience. Everything has been first class. It's been great providing us with just everything we need to do to have a wonderful experience for our players. Our players have truly enjoyed it, and probably one of the best experiences as far as being able to have things to do, have downtime, have rest time, very well organized, extremely well done. And, it's been 10 years since I've been in this game. Back in this game in 2003, and sometimes you don't realize how hard it is to get back. You think once you get here, you can always get back. It's very tough. There's a lot of things that get involved with getting back to this game, and it's truly a privilege to be in this game, and I think our players understand that also. But we have a special group of guys on our team. I've said that all along. We're an extremely talented football team, but I think we have better kids than we have players. I truly mean that. It's a group that on and off the field, they do stuff the right way. They truly care for each other, and they play for the right reasons. It's one of the most unselfish football teams or organizations, period, not just football, that I've ever been a part of. They truly love each other and play for each other. And to me, as a coach, you love to see that. It makes it fun to go to work every day. Not only because we have a tremendous staff, we have tremendous players. They're fun to be around. They're fun to be around when you're away from ball. They're fun to hang around when they come in your office and hang out. It's just a great group of guys. And I want to thank some guys in the past. You talk about the building a program, and we've been here for 4 years. But, guys like Christian Pondra, Nigel Bradham, Rodney Hudson, E.J. Manuel, Xavier Rose, Dustin Hopkins, guys like that who have helped put us where we are right now. Those guys are just as important as the guys on this team, laying the foundation for leadership and a character and the way things are done and how we want them done in the championship level that have influenced these young guys that are here right now. And I think those guys are a bigger part of this as anything. But, our players have embraced all that. Our goal was to build a program. I said teams come and go, programs sustain the test of time. I think we're getting in that category where we can each year be expected to compete at a high level. Very proud of that. And the structure and the system and the process has been very good. But, I still think our best game's out there. I'm looking forward to playing it on Monday night, and our kids are looking for the challenge. We've had a great week of practice, so it's been a wonderful experience. Questions?
Questions. Again, raise your hand. We'll get you a mic. Come right down here in the front. Tom?
Tom D'Angelo, Palm Beach Post. Jimbo, the build-up for this game, the long wait, what was the biggest challenge?
I think just keeping your emotions in check. I think the practice as well, you have to practice well, you have to focus. But I think emotions are key to me in rivalry games and big games like this, because you can get yourself dialed in on a day-to-day basis. That's got to be a habit. When you go to play, you play a certain way. But your emotions can only stay at that top level, that high peak, for a certain amount of time. And if you get them there too quick, I think it can be detrimental. It can wear you out. And I think just making sure the emotional part of it was peaked at the right times when we come into the game tomorrow, that we'll be right where we need to be. But everything else, as far as the number of practices, what we did, the game plan, and the other thing is not trying to do too much. Sometimes you know so much about your opponent, you try to do too much. You'd have to play 5 more games to get all the plays and things in you want. So you got to make sure you keep doing things you do well.
Come over here to Ivan.
Ivan Mazel, ESPN.com. Jimbo, you talked about chemistry within the team. What about within the staff and having 6 new guys? And how did you go about putting that together?
There was a lot of those guys I've known in the past. There was a lot of guys who philosophically believe a lot of the same things I do. Some came from very close to the same tree I do. And I think that was very critical, because when you're talking about how you want to establish the whole organization. Now, whether you go to the right or left or an X and O here and there can be debated, but the philosophical part of your organization of how you want things developed from top to bottom, how there's one voice, one heartbeat, I think that was very critical in bringing this staff together. And I know a lot of these guys for a long time. I mean, almost every one of them. And to me, they went from that same mold, that same belief. And I think that was the most critical part that I had to spend a lot of time into. And at the same time, we got great coaches and great recruiters. And I say this every day. Not only do I love our players, I hate our staff meeting to break up. We first have our first staff meeting in the morning, and we have our 10 or 15 minutes together as an offense, defensive staff to go over things. Or I hate for it to break up. We get along. I mean, there's a bunch of guys there that they truly like each other and hang out together. And it's been a tremendous group.
We're going to come here and next, right in the middle.
Hi, Jimbo. David Moore with USA Today. This is the first time that you will be the head coach leading a team on the field with a chance to win a national championship. How will you manage? How are you managing that today? How do you think you'll manage that tomorrow night?
Well, hopefully I'll manage it very well. I rely on my experiences in the past and the folks that I've been around and the things that I believe. And we have a core belief system of how I want things done. It's worked all year. It's worked in the past 3 years. And we'll do the same things. To me, whether this is a national championship game or it's the opening game of the year, it's still a football game. And that we're going to do the same base fundamentals, put our kids at ease with the things we do and how we believe, and our routine will stay exactly the same. And hopefully we'll do very well.
We're going to go back to the far right.
Hey, Jimbo. Greg Wormuth, Orlando. Your team this week has just been amazingly poised, speaking with one voice, basically the same thing, even keel. How difficult will it be in this next less than 24-hour period or 24-hour period to keep them on that same level of calmness and confidence and ready to play?
I really don't think it'll be that tough because that's the way they've been all year. That's the way they've prepared. And it's not you're trying to keep someone where they don't want to be. That's who they are. That's what they truly think. That's what they truly believe. And they trust and believe in each other, and they trust and believe in the coaches, and we believe in them. So from that standpoint, I don't think it'll be hard at all because that's truly who they are.
Take our next question right back here in the middle.
Greg Logan of Newsday. I just wanted to ask, one of your players was talking about Auburn's running game and how there's some smoke and mirrors involved with the way they run people across the faces of the linebacker or the corners to distract them. Can you explain what it is about that offense that it makes it so difficult to handle?
Well, I mean, you have to have eye discipline. I mean, anytime you have moving parts, anytime you bring something in front of you, just like when you're driving, if somebody flashes a hand in front of you while you're driving down the road, it makes you blink, it makes your eyes distract, and you get off of what you're looking at. Then at the same time, they become very physical in how they play, and you get yourself out of position, they knock you out of the way, and there's a 4, 5, 8, 10, or they break a run right up the middle. And at the same time, they may hand it the next time. So what the key is, you have to know what your assignment is, be disciplined, trust your eyes, and not vary from that, have the discipline to keep your eyes where you need to be so you can play with technique and use your abilities. And they do a great job of disguising all the things they do.
Back again over here far right.
Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel. Jimbo, everybody knows the SEC's won 7 straight national titles, and you have your SEC roots. What would it mean to you to not only win the national title, but to end that SEC streak?
You know, I don't look at things that way. I really don't. I just control what we can control is how we play. And I want to do it for our kids and our fans. I want us to play well and have success for the kids and how hard they've worked, what they put into this, and our fans that have been supportive of us and letting us bring this program back. And to me, that's the key. I mean, whether it's SEC, Big Ten, Pac-10, or Pac-12, I mean, whatever it may be, it doesn't concern me with who we're playing. I just want us to play well, and I'd be happy for our folks.
Take a follow-up right here from Rick.
Greg Logan, Newsday. I just wanted to ask also, Jameis Winston obviously has a tremendous amount of poise. Do you think that how much does that account for the fact that you haven't been pushed in these games and that nobody has been able to be close? And what happens if Auburn is able to make it a tight game? How do you think Jameis will react?
I think he'll react the same. But when he walked out there at Pittsburgh with all the expectations and things that went on at the beginning of the year, the hype he had coming onto a national stage on a national game on the first game and going 25-27, I believe it was, he always plays. He plays with pressure on him every day. He plays with pressure that every play is a national championship. That's the way he goes about his business every day. He puts that pressure on himself the way he prepares every day. We go against our defense. To him, if we lose in 2-minute drill, we lose in team, if we lose and we do our good on good periods, to him, that is competition every day, and it's close because our defense is a great defense, and we create that atmosphere every day. I don't think it'll make him blink one bit.
Let's come over here to the left.
Kirk Bowles from the Austin American-Statesman. Jimbo, when you're doing homework and research on the team you're playing and the coach, how far back do you go to look at tape? Do you go to Gus's high school film?
You see everything. Guys have known, we have a lot of guys on our staff that played against Gus for a long time. They know a lot of his high school roots. They know the people he was around and things he did. And like I say, he affected Chad Morris. That's who Chad learned that offense from when he was at Clemson. So, I mean, you see a lot of the Gus stuff in what Chad did at Clemson, and he'll have all of his trick plays and different things in which they do, and they'll run them tomorrow night. I mean, just like your defense coordinator Ellis Johnson. I mean, I've played against Ellis for a long time, back when he's at Mississippi State, when he was at South Carolina. No, we research all the way back on all those guys, and I keep a running record of all the guys we play against, a book, everybody I've ever played against for the last 10, 15 years. We've got a running record of all those guys, and we check all that stuff.
Go back here, back middle.
Jimbo, talking about Jameis again, we tend to forget how young he is.
Yes.
But he exudes such confidence. I mean, how would you describe that personality, that confidence, that swagger almost?
Well, I think he does it. He has tremendous confidence without arrogance because he truly loves the game. He loves what he's doing. He loves his teammates. He plays to win. He doesn't play for individual accolades. He just loves competing and everything that goes with it. And he's worked at it his whole life, and he truly believes he belongs here. These moments, when he hits these big moments, he truly believes that's where he belongs, so they don't overwhelm him. And he just has an infectious atmosphere infectious attitude that affects our team. And he affects our team great. Everybody on our team, offense, defense, special teams, he has an effect on every one of them. And it's fun to watch and be around. But it's just an inner confidence that he has and believes in himself.